Welcome everybody to another Q&A from Encounters Film International Documentary Film Festival. My name is Tahir Sergio and I am honored and privileged to have part of the team behind Phefumla with me here today to talk about the beautiful film. It's a movie that explores the wonder of nature through Loyiso Dunga, who we have here today, a marine biologist from Kailicha, through a tastefully shot and well-edited film that chronicles Loyiso's journey to learn how to breathe and thrive underwater. We see how the world of the ocean is interconnected to ours and what we stand to lose if we don't take care of it. So honored and privileged to have Maishe Mosala, director of the film, here with me. Maishe, how are you?
I'm well, thank you, Tahir.
Lovely. And we also have Loyiso Dunga, the main subject and marine biologist that stars in the movie. Loyiso, how are you? Is the reception treating you well?
I'm very well, Tahir. Thank you so much. The reception is unfortunately not treating me well. So yeah, you might not see my face right now, but I'm doing great. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, we can jump straight into the questions. And the first one I think would be for you, Maishe, but of course, Loyiso, jump in wherever. This concept in collaboration with Newf. When we watch the behind the scenes, we see that it's not one singular voice leading the way. It was really a group project. It was something that was in a way conceived and executed together. And I wanted to know from your side, and then also from Loyiso, how was that experience developing the story, developing the way you're going to tell the film together with the whole team?
Okay. Loyiso, I'll start and then you can please jump in wherever you feel like jumping in. Okay. So the film was developed as part of the 2020 Newf Underwater Filmmaking Lab. So there was a call out that the Newf community sent looking for 5 storytellers or filmmakers to come together to make an underwater film. So, and how we'd need to do that, we'd need to all come from wherever we're coming from. Myself and Jolene and Duncan from Johannesburg, Fiona from Kenya, Loyiso from Cape Town, and Tux also from Johannesburg. We came to Sedona Bay. You need to learn how to dive first before we can go underwater to film. And so we first needed to get our dive certifications, our underwater 20, our explorer 30, our open water 20 certification, our explorer 30 certification, and our ecological dive certification. And we did this all at Adventure Mania in Sedona Bay, which has a great scuba diving training team. So we had to learn how to dive first, and then while we were learning how to dive, which was an intensive experience, some of us didn't even know how to swim when we came to Newf. We also then had to develop a concept for the film, because after we finished to learn how to dive, and then Duncan and Fiona, our cinematographers, would then go further in the course to learn how to cinematography for underwater and film our shot lists and our concept. So yeah, that was the process. And for me as the director, I knew before I got to Sedona that I kind of had to have some kind of creative vision, artistic vision for the film, right? So already before I got to Sedona, I had already had some ideas jotted down and spoken to some people that can help with music and all of that. But as you know, a documentary, the story comes out when you're in the environment that you are filming in. And really what you're saying is right, that it was a collaborative effort, that once we all had experienced being in that space and were kind of bouncing our energies and our experiences off each other and learning from each other, we all of our individual voices, our individual experiences ended up coming in. Had to put together a pitch with what I had thought would be the foundation of where we would take the film. So a creative and then shot list and all of that, and then I pitched to the team. The team was like, oh, the team would agree and build on the idea, and that's where it all started. So we built on that idea to eventually have what we have now. Obviously, we had a great person to really tell the story for us, because the film is an incorporation of all of our individual experiences through Loiso's experience, and then also obviously our cinematographers who were able to bring that story out, and then our great amazing editor Julene, who made the story come out clearer, who actually who edited the film very, very well. So I'm not sure if that explains the process, but yeah, that's how the film concept came together and how the
Awesome.
film came.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, no, I have to commend you then. Even though, you know, you've got a bunch of creative and fun people around and working with you from different disciplines, different parts of the world, all of that. It does take, you know, direction at the end of the day to kind of corral all the different personalities and tell a focused story. So really well done on that. Luiso, how was the experience for you? In the film, actually, I kind of saw that it was very, very, I mean, it seemed very life-changing. It seemed very inspirational. It seemed very unprecedented for you. And I wanted to know, was this what you expected to occur from the experience in the beginning of the journey?
My issue had mentioned it was really it couldn't be something that we could have ideas running in this environment or become part of this environment, but we didn't know what was ahead. So I'm sure even when Mahisha had to sit down and plan, she had gaps that she knew she's only going to be able to fill when she's on the scene, when she's already figured out and pieced up together the different aspects of the movie. So yeah, it was really a game changer. It was a life-changing opportunity for all of us, actually, to be able to be down there, to be sent down underwater with a pair of borrowed lungs, to be able to see, interact, be in that space, and then actually in a very short space of time, learn how to execute this right, taking the environment into consideration. So, well, for me, it was even a surprise because I met these super talented different individuals. I'm a scientist, so it's outside of my scope. I barely take a good picture with my phone. My wife always complains about that. So to meet people that actually, the angle, the brightness, and all these different things matters too. It was quite inspiring for me. I wanted to learn so much from them, and they have so thoughts and their voices that
Luiso, you're breaking up just a little bit.
and they are extremely good storytellers. For me, is really surprising me.
Okay. Thank you so much. You broke up just a little bit towards the end there, but yeah, I think answered it perfectly, and thank you so much. But on the point of, you know, underwater equipment, it's obviously something, even to, like you say in the film, even to standard cinematographers, it's a new beast to deal with this underwater sort of equipment. And I wanted to know, it's a very visceral look that the underwater camera gives you. So what kind of lens was it? What equipment was it? Was it something that you saw helped evolve the concept? Or was it more of like a tool to a means to an end? If that makes sense.
You know, Duncan and Fiona, our cinematographers, would probably be able to answer the more technical part of that question. And because they were the ones that were interacting with the camera and the underwater casing, and I know we shot with GoPro as well as an A7 above water and underwater, and then I'm not sure if they usually use a different camera in the casing underwater, but what I know definitely is, as you say, it's a whole different story, filming underwater. But I know they had to make sure that they mastered their buoyancy. So as first-time scuba divers, all of us, buoyancy was something that you really need to master, right? So once you've mastered buoyancy without having to hold additional camera with the casing, now you have to learn how to do buoyancy with the casing and the camera. So I know they had those kind of challenges already, and all the other technical stuff I'm not too sure. I'm not sure what lensings they eventually end up having to use, but what I know is that they were really able to capture the message that we wanted the film to have in the end. You know, it wasn't really about it being technical. The film it wasn't about technical, getting the right lighting or the most creative shots. The film is really about access, you know, getting Black people that have people that have never had access to the ocean or scuba diving, showing those people that there are people that have that access and it's possible and you don't need to be afraid. We have people from different kinds of backgrounds that Loiso, I know you are not that great of a swimmer, you know. I'm not sure if, maybe you can share that experience, you know, just so people can see that you don't have to be an advanced swimmer to have access to these spaces, and also that we should care about these spaces because we are connected to those spaces as human beings, you know. So I'm glad that Fiona and Duncan were able to film those elements that are able to show that connection between humans and marine life. Yeah. So technically, I'm not 100% sure. We didn't really discuss technicals when we were conceptual, like lensing and all of that, because we were really beginners, you know. But just having that access and that access that NUF gave us, I mean, they really gave us a great opportunity. I know they had people from industry, underwater filmmakers from industry coming to coach Duncan and Fiona about how to film underwater, you know. Our diving instructor, Jacques, Jacques van Josveld, has been filming for so long underwater footage. He was also very helpful in the process because he was obviously a little bit more advanced than us, so he would also help here and there, you know. So he actually helped a lot, you know. So really it was a collaborative team because we are all learning. It was a learning process for all of us as scuba divers, as underwater filmmakers, together, you know. But at least I'm glad we were able to have the message come through.
Awesome.
Also, Maisha, Jacques was quite helpful and instrumental in seeing where the best shot would be taken from, the angles from underwater. Because as you mentioned, he's quite experienced, he's done this for the longest time. So he really, really helped. Another person that, yeah, as much as we don't have enough insight on the technical aspects, but Marsha of drones to take drone footages, the GoPros, yes, as you mentioned, and underwater cameras. So yeah, really, it was not about fancy equipment. It was about mastering the art of doing it, such that one day maybe the people can be able to handle whatever type of equipment they would have, and then make a stellar from all the different aspects of movie making of a documentary again.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thanks.
Awesome. Sounds incredible. The whole journey sounds so amazing. And could you maybe speak, I know it's a bit of a sensitive topic because of a recent unfortunate passing. Would you touch on Takalani Mulautsi's involvement with the project? She's been someone who's obviously well known in the industry, and how was the experience working with her?
Okay.
Let me go. Maisha, let me
Okay.
go first because she was your buddy. Then you will. Yeah, I'll give you the
Go for it,
rest of it.
Luisa.
But yeah, first time I was in the airport when I met Tax with everyone. From the word go, her aura, her energy, and her spirit rubs off. You feel it already. She commands so much respect, and just by her mere presence in a place. So that was the first encounter. At first, it felt like when I had actually to introduce myself to her, it felt like I'm in a sort of an interview. I was a little bit worried or hesitant because she has a very, very powerful spirit. And then just to get to know her, then loving, caring, relentless. For me, like after everything, I really look at Tax and see a true embodiment of what an African queen is. She is consistently giving. She doesn't give up. There are times when we're in the swimming pool whereby like things were hectic, but we look at her and we say, you can do this Tax. And then I didn't even, you don't know what more you need to say to encourage someone, but she looks at you, somehow she believes what you say, and then she keeps going. So she's amazing. And then the experience she had, she actually helped us when we sat down in the round table. The ideas we had needed to be polished into more precise or more the English word is gone for me to explain, but we needed to sharpen everything, the ideas, bring them to, okay, you have this idea, let's do it like this, or let's include it like this. So she was powerful. She still is powerful. May her soul rest in peace.
Yeah, just to add on that, I have not much more to add on that because I think you really managed to sum up her personality and her aura. She was a powerful individual, a loving individual, full of life. She was really the gel in the team. She was able to make anybody around her feel comfortable and was able to bring out all of our individual voices and help us weave together this amazing concept and film. So yes, the film really, we would like to say, is really in loving memory of her. Yeah, we are all privileged to have had met her.
Wow. Thank you so much. And yeah, may her soul rest in peace and also live forever through your beautiful film. Maisha, Luiso, thank you so much for joining us on this Q&A today to hear more about your wonderful film. Thank you so much for giving us the time. If anyone would like to know more about the film, they can follow the Youth Community. You guys were part of the 2020 lab, and people should check out the 2021 lab. Is that correct?
Yes. You can, this year there's a new decade dive master lab happening. So you can go on the Youth Community Instagram page to see more about that. And the Phefumla film also has a page on Instagram, it's Phefumla_film. So you can see a little bit about the film on that page too.
Awesome. And if anyone would also like to know more about the film, please do head over to encounters.co.za, as well as our streaming site for the festival, virtual.encounters.co.za, to watch the film as well as check out any more information. Luiso, Maisha, thank you so much. From the Encounter side, we'd also like to thank our sponsors for the festival, and we hope to see you virtually everywhere. Thank you so much.
One last thing.
Go for it.
Shout out to Noel and Pragna, the executives or the founders of the Youth Community, for the great opportunity and for constantly giving filmmakers and storytellers opportunities to tell stories about nature and wildlife and the environment. They're doing great work, and I really thank them for the opportunity. And yeah, and shout out to Jolene, our editor, Fiona, and photographer, and shout out to Tax too.
Yeah, yeah, brilliant. Lots of love to everyone that was part of the film. We miss everyone, and yeah, it has been an amazing, amazing opportunity. And to everyone
Amanda
else
and
that is doing
sorry.
it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I'm just sending lots of love, like Noel, Pragna, everyone that was part of this film. Wish you strength and all the best.
Thank you so much, guys. Once again, thank you to Encounter sponsors, and we'll see you virtually everywhere.